next discussion as well. Now moving to South America, US President Donald Trump has said that it would be smart for Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro to leave power and the United States could keep or sell the oil it had seized off of the coast of Venezuela in recent weeks. He has also emphasized that Maduro can do whatever he wants to do, as US has a massive armada formed near Venezuela to counter him. Trump's pressure campaign on Maduro has included a ramped-up military presence in the region and more than 24 military strikes on vessels allegedly trafficking drugs in the Pacific Ocean, killing at least 100 people in Caribbean Sea near the South American nation. Meanwhile, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro fired back at President Trump for blocking the South American country's oil wealth, saying that the U.S. president would be better off focusing on domestic issues rather than threatening Caracas. Let's listen into what the U.S. president has shared.
Keep it. We'll keep it.
Where's it? Are we going to sell it or put it in the strategic?
Maybe we'll sell it. Maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll use it in the strategic reserves. We're keeping it. We're keeping the ships also. There's no answer. He can do whatever he wants. I mean, we have a massive armada formed, the biggest we've ever had, and by far the biggest we've ever had in South America. He can do whatever he wants. It's all right. Whatever he wants to do. If he wants to do something, if he plays tough, it'll be the last time he's ever able to play tough. But I think it probably would. I can't tell that. That's up to him what he wants to do. I think it would be smart for him to do that. But again, we're going to find out. Look, Venezuela did terrible things to the United States. They sent hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people into our open border. They sent their criminals, they sent their prisoners, they sent their drug dealers, they sent their mentally insane and incompetent people into our country more than any other country. Others did too. The Congo did.
Now for this discussion, we welcome back Mr. Matthew Vadam. He's an American journalist, joins us live from Washington, D.C. Thank you very much, Mr. Madam, for Matthew Vadam, for staying with us. Now, looking at this, do you think this can be seen as enforcing or interfering on foreign government / election of U.S. Towards Venezuela?
Well, it's clear that the United States is doing all of this with regard to Venezuela in an effort to force regime change, even though they have dressed it up in language, about, combating narcotics trafficking and so on. But President Trump wants Maduro, whom he views as an illegitimate strongman in Venezuela, and this is also the United States government's official position. It has been for years that Maduro is an illegitimate dictator and he needs to be removed from power. So I think this is pretty clear that this is being done to push Maduro out of power in Venezuela, because the United States doesn't. Well, the United States doesn't like him, and because he is he's a communist and he's also hostile to U.S. business interests. He's fine with the nationalization of U.S. oil company assets that took place some decades ago, and President Trump has made it clear he wants that property back. So I think that what is happening in Venezuela, attacking the alleged drug boats is a surface justification for this, but really it's intended to put pressure on Nicolas Maduro, and I think that right now this approach is working because they are cutting off the flow of currency, of dollars going into Venezuela to purchase their oil. It's also a squeeze play against China because China is a very large customer, a very large purchaser of oil from Venezuela. So, and apparently this is also having an effect on Cuba. Cuba is also feeling the heat from these from the U.S. policy in the Caribbean Sea. Although there haven't been any attacks on Cuba, the United States and Cuba have been hostile to each other for a long time, and the United States would like to see the government of Cuba overthrown as well. So, he's trying to kill, maybe he's trying to kill two birds with one stone, as the expression goes.
Very insightful. And Mr. Vadam, do you think these tactics used by President Trump, do you think this push and force, do you think he can achieve government change in Venezuela using all these tactics you mentioned?
Yes, I think he can. I don't guarantee, I can't promise that it's going to work, but it definitely could work. He's putting tremendous pressure on the government of Venezuela, and if he doesn't relent, they are going to reach a certain point in the not too distant future when they may be forced to surrender. They may be forced to give up and leave power. What would happen then, is anyone's guess. But I think this approach could be successful, and it could be done without the United States having to actually fire a shot within the territory of Venezuela. It could be done, relatively peacefully.
Yes, we will be eyeing that. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Vadam, and sharing that insight from Washington, D.C. Now we move on to our